Hello everyone, time for a shop update. I usually start with a featured YouTuber, but this month I want to start with Alumilite. I was on their podcast. This is coming out Tuesday, so Monday their podcast when it went out. I'll have a link up there, a link below, and a link to the end. I had a super good time on there. What I'm asking of you is to go over there and watch it and leave them a comment and tell them that I sent you and that you enjoyed it. Give them a thumbs up and all of that YouTube stuff. And now to the featured YouTuber. This month's featured YouTuber is Ken Moon from Moon Pie Creations. I'll put a link right there and below also. He does wood turning, he messes with resins, and he does all pretty much the same stuff I do, but he doesn't like music. But that's okay, Ken, we still love you. Go check him out. We have about the same size channel. He's one of those guys, he's been right there the whole time, right in front of my face, and I never thought of him to give him a shout out, but here we are today, Ken. Good job. And I don't care if you like my music. One of the things I'll mention before we go on to the past and future videos is I'm going to be part of the virtual craft fair on YouTube. There's 16 makers going to do it 16 hours in a row. Everybody does it for an hour and then they introduce the next person. I'm going to do it from 3 to 4 Eastern time on the 30th, and I'll put notifications out on that. But I've been setting this stuff up and getting cameras and cords and cables and doing all that stuff. And today, for the patrons, I'll be doing I'll be making some pin blanks as a practice run. I probably might do that a couple times before the 30th. And just to see if, it's a great way to see if I'm messing up or if the sound could be better or whatever. So that's what I'll be doing today after I film the shop update. We'll be getting on Patreon and me and Jamie will be on there doing making some pin blanks that I give away on Instagram. The first video I did was how to do pin blanks with and without a pressure pot, and how you do that is with a pressure pot is with Alumilite Clear Slow, and then without is with liquid diamonds. And they all turned out pretty good. The people liked the video, and I'll be doing that in the future. And I give all these away on Instagram, so why do I do that? It's kind of fun. It started off as I'm going to get more followers and it'll help me build and all that stuff, but everybody that's won so far is, I'll be like, hey, you want me to send you a link to the video that I made that in? And they say, no, I've already watched it. So it's kind of an ego boost for me, and I like it, and I like giving away and making people happy, and it's just like I'm going to make these anyway, and then I get feedback before I start selling them that, hey, I didn't like this, or the packaging wasn't good, or it took too long to ship, or whatever problems you're going to come along with in business, I want to find out now before I start selling them. So that was the first video since the last update. Now the next one was me installing this heater, and I had a pretty easy time putting it up. It's a little awkward getting it up there by yourself. I wouldn't suggest that, but I did it, and I had several people talking about the electricity cost and what size wire to use, and I didn't do this right or whatever. I knew it was going to cost a little bit of electricity to run it, but I was running the mini split the whole time, and it's on the whole time, and it would never kick off, and it would only get up to like 55 degrees in here. So this one kicks on and off. The shop's insulated, and it's 65 degrees in here right now, and it's like 45 outside. And it just came on, so it hasn't been on this whole time. I'm happy with it. People that watch the video, there's people that said that's the way they're going to go now or whatever, or taking my advice, or these heaters are for smaller shops too, not just for this. So there's no smell. I've had propane heaters before, and it'll drive you out of the shop doing that. So the best option for me was to get this electric one, and I am totally happy with it. I'm pretty sure if I got another one of those, they would probably almost never run. So that might be an option here for the future. But when I build the resin room, it's going to be 500 to 700 square feet. So that means that'll perform better. It means the mini split will perform better in the summer, and then everything will come together as planned. The next video was just me saying Merry Christmas and then going over the YouTube numbers for the year with you guys. Everybody was super nice in the comments, and and tell me how much it means, and I taught them this or whatever, and it's totally helpful to me, and it's totally motivating for me to do more when I get comments like that. Super cool. You guys are awesome. Next video. So I had already done a video on using deep pour from Alumilite, and I made these blanks, and this was a huge blank, but people wanted to know if it would turn and polish. So I put them on the lathe and turned and polished them, and I think it's clear. I think it's clear that it works. So you got your Alumilite deep pour. It takes a long time for it to set up, but if you don't have a pressure pot and you have the patience to use it, obviously it'll work. And here's the thing that I made with it originally. Is super cool. I have a big project in the future planned for some Alumilite deep pour, and it should be pretty awesome. But check out how to sand and polish. I have a video on that, going over that specifically, how to sand and polish stuff. This one I just kind of put some music on and did it, and it's crystal clear. So there's that video. So the next project I really need to finish is a trophy for someone. This is going to be the base for it. I don't know if you can see the color swirls in there or not, but it's going to be, this is the color of the car of the guy that won the trophy. So it's got blue with some kind of flame colors in there, and I'm going to turn it down and make it trophy-ish shaped on the bottom, and then the top is going to be this. I made a blue one, but really didn't like it, and so what's going to happen is this. I'm going to put this in a PVC pipe and then pour around it, stick it on the lathe, and then turn it into a teardrop or some kind of shape like that, and hopefully I'll be able to see it. And if not, then I'll recast this and put some blue dye and like barely make it blue. The guy making this for really liked he liked the hands that I made with the deep pour stuff. So here we are. This is going to be super cool when it's finished. So that's the next one up. And then of course I talked about the craft fair, and that's going to be over there. And we're going to make some pin blanks that we give away on Instagram once again. And then the one that's coming up, I'm still waiting on some stuff, and I'll show you over here. This is the yin and yang table. The longer it sits here, the more I'm going to do to it. So if I would have just got it done, it probably wouldn't be as cool as it's going to be. I got some things from Alumilite when they were having their sale. I got some mold making putty and some Sculpey. I'm going to make some eyeballs in this and make some silicone molds for them. I'm going to do some glow-in-the-dark-ish stuff on here, carve these into teeth, and then do some stuff to it. But what I'm really waiting on is I ordered a router, and as you guys know, we're in a pandemic, and you're just not going to get things in a timely manner. So instead of getting all of this done and then waiting on one thing, I'm just going to wait till I have everything and then do it all at one time. It's real hard for me to jump around for several different projects and keep up with it. It's a struggle for real. But so what this one is I'm going to wait for the router. When it gets here, then I'm going to attack this thing all at once. I'm going to build the router sled, do everything all at once, and I think it'd be more enjoyable for me, and it'd be easier for me to put together the video for you. So this will be an awesome table when it's finished. But Corona keeps on getting us. And if you're new here, we do a one that got away, which means it's a video that I did that didn't get much attention for whatever reason. But this one was the first thing I ever turned. Like, I'd been on a lathe one other time before this, and that was at David Birch's house, and it was just enough to get some shavings coming off to get a cool video. That was it. Before I did this, that was the only thing I'd ever done. And this was, I'm supposed to have 3 capture rings on it, but one of them flew across the shop. It's a fun video. It's not very long. It's an easy watch, so this is the one that got away. Link to it right there. Another thing we do on the show once a month is a tool talk. This month is going to be, I have this DeWalt 13-inch planer, and I like it, but it has the regular knives on it, and sure enough, every time I change the blades, and they're not very cheap, as soon as I do that first cut, I'll get a nick, and then I have to just live with it, or sand it out, and all that stuff. They make helical heads for these, and I know there's a lot of people that have done it, but the reason why I haven't done it because of the cost of it. So you have the cost of this plus the cost of the upgrade is almost the cost of like a 15-inch standalone. I know you can get a Grizzly 15-inch spiral head planer for like $1,500, so, which would almost be the cost of this. So the discussion I want to have is, have you had one of these that you've done the upgrade on, and do you like it, and do you think it would be worth the cost difference, just a few $100s to get the standalone one? So there's our tool talk. I like this thing, but I really wish I had a spiral head after using carbides and stuff. The snipe, less snipe. I use a lot of figured woods and all that kind of stuff, and I think my side of the discussion is going to be, I think a stand-up one that's wider, 15 or 20 inch, would be awesome for the shop, especially if I'm going to start doing tables and stuff. So there's our tool talk. I'd like to thank everybody that's using the Amazon links. You guys are helping more than you'd ever imagine. The Alumilite stuff, they had a deal. They had deals during Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you guys responded with the coupon codes that they gave me to give to you. You guys did a fantastic job. I hope you got everything you wanted. I got everything I wanted. I used the same coupon codes. They're not giving me this stuff. I use the coupon codes that they give me to get this stuff for cheaper. And you guys help tremendously. I know they appreciate it. And speaking of that, don't forget to go watch the podcast and go down there and let's fill up their comments with comments from the viewers from the Jake Thompson Show. I'd also like to thank my newest patrons right here and the other patrons, all the patrons right here. Stuff like this live are going to be things that I'm going to be doing on Patreon starting now. If I get it figured out and it's successful, all of this stuff that I'm doing is it's going to culminate into the end product. So stick with me, and we're going to have a good time. So I think this is about it for this month, and y'all be careful. Be careful for Corona. It's still out there. You guys be good, and we'll see you next time.